Carlos' Instagram live spiraled into chaos as fans voiced their frustration with the constant stream of staged, overly affectionate photos. They were done with the act and wanted to see him truly cared for. But the real shock came when Carissa, Blueface's outspoken and unapologetic mother, hijacked the moment and delivered one of the rawest, most emotionally charged outbursts in the ongoing Chrisean and Blueface saga. With over 40,000 people watching, Carissa unleashed a storm of emotion, yelling into her phone as she fiercely defended her son against claims tied to Chrisean's pregnancy. She refused to let the blame land on Blueface, insisting, "My son didn't give her no drugs, didn't make her smoke while carrying that baby." Her words hit hard, cutting through the noise of online drama and presenting an unfiltered glimpse into a mother's pain, rage, and unwavering loyalty. That situation, that was her baggage, her responsibility, and some would even say her karma catching up. But it did not end there. In a moment, laced with frustration and fury, Carissa, Blueface's fiercely vocal mother, took to Instagram Live and let loose, with no filter. Over 40,000 people watched as she challenged the narrative surrounding her son, who is currently locked up and quietly serving time for a charge that never even directly involved him. He did not drag her into this, did not complain, and yet y'all still trying to dump more blame on him, she yelled. Carissa made it crystal clear. She believed people were twisting the truth, ignoring what was obvious to anyone paying attention. She even held up what she claimed was a screenshot of Chrisean's prescription record, hinting that the baby's health issues might trace back to decisions made long before the child was born. "You want to point fingers, crib baby? I got both hands and I am swinging," she snapped, sending social media into an instant meltdown. But here's the real question: was Carissa just deflecting from Blueface's actions? Or was she dropping the truth that no one else had the nerve to say out loud? Before this explosive livestream, before the accusations lit up the internet, and before the baby's well-being became the nation's latest obsession, this saga had already been brewing. Chrisean Rock star turned reality TV birth to Chrisean Jr., and fans hoped it marked a fresh start. But suspicion quickly overshadowed celebration. Viral clips began circulating of the newborn lying still and unresponsive, sparking concern, while Chrisean insisted her baby was healthy and just calm. Countless fans, medical TikTokers, and parenting forums weren't buying it. They began to wonder, was something wrong during the pregnancy? Meanwhile, Blueface played his usual game, tweeting shots, serving time, and dodging blame like it was second nature. Every time Chrisean posted about the baby, he either mocked her or threw shade about the child's paternity. But despite all that, he never really left her mind. When the conversation around Junior's condition heated up, Chrisean lashed out publicly. In a now-deleted Instagram story, she wrote, "I was stressed my whole pregnancy because of him. Anything wrong with my baby is his fault." That post was the match. Because blaming Blue, that's not just asking for drama, you're knocking straight on Carissa Wilder's door. And Carissa, she is not one to sit quietly. A walking headline, Carissa has made a name for herself by beefing with her own son, clapping back at trolls, and publicly airing family secrets like it is a full-time job. She has gone on podcasts, done interviews, and even delivered sermons to call out anyone who dares question her loyalty. But if you come for her son, she comes for blood. The moment she saw Chrisean's IG story, she hit the go live button. Chaos followed. Still, beneath all the rants, the screenshots, and the viral drama lies something far deeper: a shattered relationship, toxic love, and a baby born into a whirlwind of noise, pain, and unresolved battles. This was never just about it was about everything that came before it. From day one, the public watched this train wreck unfold in real time. Chrisean smashing Blueface's car windows one month, cuddling up to him on Instagram the next. Carissa, his mother, getting physically assaulted by the couple on camera only to later pretend like nothing happened. Then came Chrisean's solo walk into the hospital, laboring on her own while Blueface partied with Jaden, completely absent. Footage leaked by Jason Lee later showed their newborn, Chrisean Jr., looking worryingly pale, barely breathing, and, just like that, the internet erupted with a single burning question: who is responsible for this child's pain? Carlos said it loud and clear: stop blaming Blueface, blame the mother. Meanwhile, Chrisean broke down publicly, claiming abandonment, emotional abuse, and the weight of stress throughout her pregnancy had left her baby suffering. The internet split in two. Some believed Blueface emotionally shattered her, while others argued Chrisean was never stable enough to be a parent. But no one saw Carissa's next move coming. She did not just step in to defend her son, she came locked and loaded with screenshots, accusations, and an explosive energy that might very well damage Chrisean's image beyond repair. Carissa's livestream was less a defense and more a takedown. Her tone was unfiltered rage, her appearance disheveled but focused, and her message brutally clear. Y'all blaming my son for a baby that does not even carry his name or confirmed DNA. She shouted to over 60,000 viewers. Then she dropped her first bombshell. Chrisean was allegedly smoking marijuana 7 months into her pregnancy. Carissa claimed she had inside info straight from a maternity ward nurse present when Chrisean gave birth. Holding up her phone during the live, she declared, "She came in high." Told the nurse she hadn't slept in 2 days and reeked of weed. The comment section ignited instantly. People tagged every gossip blog from the Shade Room to TMZ, demanding the receipts. Carissa, feeding the fire she had already started, dramatically flipped her camera during the livestream to reveal what she claimed was a private message thread from someone saved in her phone as Nurse D. The screenshots were blurry, lacking clear timestamps or verifiable details, but that did not stop them from triggering a social media explosion. The messages, whether real or fake, painted a disturbing picture. According to the alleged nurse, Chrisean had arrived at the hospital in visible distress, sobbing uncontrollably, panicking, and repeatedly saying the baby was not moving. The texts also claimed that the nurse had smelled marijuana on Chrisean, strongly implying that substance use may have been involved. The most damning detail, however, was the part stating that the baby had been born with low oxygen levels and was immediately taken to the NICU for emergency care. As Carissa narrated the messages, her voice rising with each line, she eventually zoomed in on a single word that stood out on the screen. NIC. She let the word hang in the air before erupting, pointing furiously at her screen. "There, right there. She did that, not my son. Do y'all see this?" she screamed, almost trembling with rage. Within moments, the internet caught fire. Screenshots from the live spread like wildfire. People began dissecting every message, every reaction, trying to piece together a truth that was becoming increasingly difficult to separate from spectacle. Hashtags, like hashtag Carissa exposes Chrisean, and hashtag justice for Blueface started trending on X and TikTok, with users passionately debating both sides. Some believed Carissa had finally exposed what they saw as Chrisean's recklessness. Others saw her actions as a disturbing invasion of privacy and exploitation of a medical crisis. Regardless of belief, the drama had people glued to their screens. The popular blog Media Takeout quickly reposted the live with a caption that sent chills down spines. "Is this why Chrisean Jr. is struggling?" That sentence alone added another layer of weight and worry to the already tense narrative. While the original video continued circulating, commentators, influencers, and even a few low-level legal experts began weighing in. Some warned that if Carissa's claims were false, this could lead to defamation charges. Others argued that if the hospital footage and message thread were authentic, the legal tables might turn against Chrisean. But amid all the noise, one thing remained clear. Carissa was determined to protect her son's name, no matter the cost or consequences. And with Chrisean still silent and no official response from the hospital, the public was left spinning in a whirlwind of rumor, outrage, and speculation, unsure of what to believe, but unable to look away. While all this unfolded, Chrisean stayed completely silent, not one rebuttal, not a single clapback. But the internet never forgets. Fans quickly dug up an old, deleted IG story from just weeks after she gave birth. In it, Chrisean wrote, "Every day, I pray he ain't suffer from my stress. I know, I messed up, but I love him so bad it hurts." The post included a video of her gently rocking a motionless, somber-looking Jr. That resurfaced video added fuel to the fire. Commenters said it looked less like a peaceful moment and more like a baby struggling to hold on. As social media boiled over, Twitter spaces lit up with debates, Reddit threads exploded with speculation, and even parenting forums chimed in. One nurse wrote, "That baby does not look well. I do this for a living. I know what I'm seeing." Others accused Carissa of being dramatic but admitted the visuals were hard to ignore. Whether or not her claims were fully verified, Carissa had pulled back the curtain on something that felt disturbingly real. And now, the world waits, angry, curious, and heartbroken to see what Chrisean does next. That little boy still hasn't hit the developmental milestones expected of his age. And now, disturbing whispers are turning into loud conversations under the trending tag hashtag #PrayForJr. Fans are beginning to believe that both parents carry blame. Blueface, emotionally fractured and reckless, and Chrisean, physically spiraling. The tragic truth. Their child is stuck in the middle of a toxic storm he never asked for, but what no one saw coming was the sudden twist that sent shockwaves across social media. Just as Carissa, Blueface's fiercely unapologetic mother, began reading yet another alleged message from her inside source, her Instagram live glitched. The screen went black. 3 seconds later, she reappeared, visibly rattled. "Y'all, my IG froze. They're trying to shut me up. Someone's reporting me," she warned. The comments section erupted. Fans accused Blueface's team or someone from Chrisean's camp of trying to silence her. Suddenly, this was not just family drama, was starting to feel like a digital war zone. And right then, a chilling question crept into everyone's minds. What if Carissa was not bluffing? What if hospital workers really had leaked confidential information? What if Chrisean, fully aware of her actions during pregnancy, was now trying to bury the truth? According to Chrisean Jr.'s problems were not just physical, they were behavioral. He don't respond to lights. He don't cry when he's supposed to. That ain't from Blueface's genes. That's from 9 months in a toxic womb, she declared. Harsh words, but for some fans, they hit too close to home. A midwife even commented under a viral post saying that in utero substance exposure can cause severe neurological and behavioral issues. At that point, people stopped dismissing Carissa's rants as drama and started treating them like serious claims that needed answers. By this point, Blueface remained locked up, completely silent, refusing to respond to the media storm erupting around him. Chrisean kept her distance, no posts, no reactions, no public statements, choosing silence as Carissa, Blueface's fiercely vocal mother, relentlessly dragged her name through the mud. The internet was on fire, with timelines overflowing, with receipts, speculation, and heated debates. But just when it seemed like the drama had reached its peak, Carissa raised the stakes yet again. This time, she did not come with screenshots or secondhand stories. She came claiming to have a bombshell, actual video footage, not rumors, not whispers. A leaked hospital recording allegedly sent to her by someone who worked at the medical center where Chrisean was treated. Whether this footage was authentic or a total fabrication, the claim alone sent shockwaves through social media. More than 75,000 people tuned in as Carissa went live again. Her energy different this time, quieter, more focused, yet heavy with intensity. She leaned in close to the camera, her voice a low whisper filled with anticipation. "They tried to shut me down," she said, eyes narrowed, "but I backed it all up. Y'all about to see what the doctors saw." The tension was suffocating. Viewers in the comments begged for answers, flooding the chat with questions and reactions. Then suddenly, the screen flickered. The live chat froze for a moment as Carissa pressed play. A grainy video started rolling, shaky, unclear, clearly filmed in secret, but the emotional weight behind it was undeniable. The frame shook as voices echoed in the background. The camera panned across a hospital room, the date stamped in the corner. October 15, 2023. There was no sound at first, only muffled noises. But Carissa's voice rang over the live. "Watch it all. Don't look away." The footage itself was vague, but its implications were explosive. People immediately began analyzing it, screenshotting frames, slowing it down, trying to decipher every detail. The internet erupted again, louder and more chaotic than before. What Carissa claimed was evidence. Others viewed as an invasion of privacy, possibly illegal, and dangerously misleading. But no matter where anyone stood, one thing was certain: Carissa had taken the conversation to a level it had never reached before. And with Blueface still behind bars and Chrisean staying silent, the world was left watching the fallout, unsure of what was real, what was performance, and how far this very public war would go. The video showed a distressed woman believed to be Chrisean, lying in a hospital bed, twitching, muttering to herself, while a nurse urged her to calm down. "Look at her, she's having a full-blown breakdown. You think that does not affect a baby?" Carissa cried. In the background, the nurse's voice could be heard gently saying, "Ma'am, your stress is affecting the baby's heart rate." The camera zoomed in on the monitor. Erratic spikes, irregular readings. Carissa froze the video. Right there, that baby almost flatlined. "But y'all wanna say my son's the reason?" At the exact same time, Jason Lee of Hollywood Unlocked jumped on his own IG live. He had apparently received the same video from a source tied to Carissa. I'm not here to choose sides, he began, but if this is real, then Christian's got some serious explaining to do. This isn't just gossip, it's a potential medical case, maybe even a custody one. His chat lit up with shocked fans. They're gonna take that baby. This just went too far. Then came the final blow. Carissa, now calm, sipping water, casually scrolled through her phone during her stream. Without warning, she displayed what she claimed was an email from Child Protective Services. Though grainy and unverified, it allegedly showed a hospital-initiated wellness check immediately following Chrisean Jr.'s delivery. The case has since been escalated. Read one line. That was enough to send social media into a stunned silence. Reddit threads, parenting forums, and even news outlets froze in collective suspense. Was CPS really involved from day one? Is Carissa secretly collaborating with them, or is she just playing a dangerous game with serious consequences? One thing's for sure, this has spiraled far beyond petty online beef. It is now a battle over truth, accountability, and the future of a child caught in a storm he never asked to be born into. The viral screenshots had already ignited the fire, there was no putting it out. Public sentiment took a sharp turn, and the internet shifted from supporting Chrisean to rallying around her baby. With hashtags like #SaveChris, EJR, and #JusticeForBaby, replacing the once dominant cries of #FreeBlue and #ProtectChristian. Comments flooded social platforms. A self-identified social worker posted, "If even half of what Carissa is saying holds truth, intervention should have happened long ago." Another user, who once backed Chrisean, admitted, "That baby didn't ask for this chaos." Even celebrities joined the growing uproar. Mika Keisha tweeted, "All this chasing clout, and the baby's the one suffering." Nene Leakes reposted a clip and ominously predicted, "This ends in a lawsuit, I can feel it." And while the internet exploded, Chrisean remained silent. Not a tweet, not a story, nothing. That silence was louder than any statement and sent the rumor mill into overdrive. She's hiding something. Lawyers got involved. The baby's gone. Maybe Carissa was right. The drama only escalated when Carissa prepared to go live with part 2 of the hospital video, only for her Instagram to be abruptly suspended. A notice claimed her account violated privacy and misinformation guidelines. Furious but undeterred, Carissa jumped to Facebook Live, proclaiming, "They're trying to silence me, but I got YouTube, Twitter, backup phones. I won't stop." She ended with a chilling promise, "I have a full recording of what Chrisean said during delivery. Once I drop that, there's no coming back." That cliffhanger shook the culture soon after. A digital battlefield erupted across Twitter. #Team Chrisean versus #Team Carissa. Fans took sides. One wrote, "Y'all defend Chrisean 'cause she's funny, but real moms don't misplace their baby on live every other day." Another countered, "Carissa's just bitter, using the baby to attack a woman she hates." Still, medical professionals began to weigh in. A NICU nurse tweeted, "If that baby was born with complications, Carissa's not wrong for raising the alarm." The discussion grew louder, bigger than gossip, deeper than drama. Where's the support from the music industry? The family? Celebrity voices quickly added to the storm. Cardi B broke her usual silence, joining a Twitter space titled "Is Chrisean okay?" With 90,000 listeners tuned in, she shared, "Postpartum is real. I've cried in silence, too. But y'all better not ignore the red flags. That baby needs safety, not attention." Summer Walker posted a cryptic message on IG, "When you've seen too much, silence becomes the loudest scream. Prayers up for that child." Boosie didn't hold back at all. "That baby needs to be with somebody stable. Chrisean too wild. I said what I said." The story spilled from social media into mainstream media. The Breakfast Club opened with Charlemagne the God admitting, "I'm not here to be messy, but that video, that wasn't drama, that looked like danger." Angela Yee reposted a comment saying, "This ain't cute for the shade room. This is serious." Even the Tamron Hall show hosted child psychologists to discuss postpartum mental health in the spotlight. One expert noted, "Fame and trauma mixed together. That's a recipe for unstable parenting. It's not about judgment, it's about intervention." Then came Jason Lee with the bombshell. His team at Hollywood Unlocked dropped a YouTube mini documentary titled "Behind the Chaos: The Chrisean Jr. Timeline," chronicling Chrisean's erratic live streams, Blueface's incarceration, medical rumors, and that controversial hospital footage. It racked up over 1.4 million views in 9 hours. One top comment read, "This went from love and hip-hop to full-blown investigative docuseries. That baby deserves peace." Even longtime Christian fans began to grow uneasy. One user wrote, "I love her but this feels off. The silence, the vibes, the baby being MIA. Something's not right." Another chimed in, "Yes, protect black mothers, but don't ignore warning signs when a child is involved. We've done that before and regretted it." Yet another added, "Y'all dragged Carissa last year, but she may have just saved that baby's life." And then the biggest twist yet. A verified account, allegedly belonging to a Los Angeles family court clerk, tweeted, "The files, sealed, but yes, there is an open case under Rock's name." That's all I'll say, the internet froze. This wasn't just a scandal, it was legal then. Just as the internet was catching its breath, Carissa returned. No video this time. No live stream, just a voicemail, one she claimed was accidentally left by Chrisean just days after giving birth. She posted it with the title "She Ain't Fit and She Knows It." In the crackling audio, a woman's tearful voice whispered, "I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ready for this SHT. The baby cries every hour. I can't sleep. I be shaking sometimes. I feel like I'm gonna drop him." After a pause, she added, "I miss how it was. Before the baby, before the drama. I feel like I'm drowning." Carissa captioned the post, "This ain't slander. This ain't shade. This is a cry for help. I'm not the villain, I'm the only one telling the truth." Social media combusted. Supporters were shaken. Doubters began to reconsider. Then leaked DMs emerged from blogs like Gospel of the Gram and Tea Over Talent, allegedly from Chrisean's cousin. One read, "She's struggling, she's not eating. She cries all day. She told me she hears voices. I'm scared for her and the baby." Another added, "She begged me not to tell anyone. Said if CPS comes back, she's gonna run." Now, one terrifying question looms over the chaos. Where is Chrisean Jr.? And why hasn't anyone seen him in days?